Shall we see how this goes? Man, you can't make this up. So yesterday afternoon, I was going to try to go live. And sometimes before I go live, I'll watch my last live to kind of see where I left off, and so that if somebody watches these in the future, they kind of have a flow to it, you know what I mean? And while I'm watching my last live, I see the view count go up and then click back down. And then I watched it go from 29 likes to 30 to 31, go back to 29, go to 30, go to 29. It did it at least 3 or 4 times during that hour span. Oh, good, notifications went out. So that's not a troll. That's YouTube. Shadow banned, as they say, I think is the right word for it. They take away thumbs up. It's so shitty. How are you supposed to trust this platform, right? They want you to come out here and grow their platform and I put personal information out here, right? I share a lot of personal things, and to watch them take away when people appreciate what you do, it's really shitty, man. Unreal. But what are you gonna do? Well, I see somebody popped in. Justin, good morning. Good to see you, young man. Always a pleasure to see a familiar face. You know, my lives haven't been very consistent. I've been spending a lot of time watching Mama Dog, and I haven't been feeling well, and she hasn't been feeling well. But I'm going to try to get more regular with this. It's just tough because when she gets fussy and needs to get outside, I got to jump on it. And when she gets uncomfortable, I'm always trying to cater to her, so she gets a lot of my attention, and it's made it tough to come out here on a consistent basis. I want to go back to doing these lives at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. like I was before. Things were really moving pretty good, picking up a lot of good folks coming in, and people knew when they could look for me, and I haven't been consistent. But Mama Dog comes first, you know, and her health is a real struggle. She's been eating good and drinking water, so that's not been an issue, but going potty for her is still a real struggle. She pees good, but taking a dump, not so good. Cheeseburgers in the house. Good to see you. I love it, man. A couple of regulars popping in first thing. I really dig that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all you good folks in the comment, man, in the comment section. I really do. It's YouTube is a real struggle. Like I was just saying, watching the last live before I started doing this one. Well, I was doing it, watched it yesterday, and then Mama Dog got fussy, so I couldn't go live. But I watched thumbs up count go up and down, up and down. It's lousy. Where are you from? I'm from Redwood City, California. Message held for review in case it's a good one. We'll show that one, Justin. That's a good one. Girl Party from Jaul, Jula. Thank you, Girl Party. Were you on Joe Rogan? No, I wish. No, I wish I was on Joe Rogan. I could, it'd go a long way for me starting this charity. But you're the second person that's asked that. I'm wondering who it was that was on Rogan that looks like me. I'm up Doing laundry. I'm doing laundry all day, every day with this old dog and what's going on with the sickness. I make sure that all the blankets and clothes and sheets and stuff get washed on a regular. I mean, my dog sleeps in my bed. I don't make her sleep on the floor, so I'm always doing laundry. You look like a dude who got screwed and got sent to prison for like ever and got out. No, never went to prison. My brother went to prison. False charges. Wow. I'll have to check and see who that was. Girl party. That's it. What is your age? I'm 61 years old. You look suspicious. Well, that's you being judgmental and judging a book by its cover. You don't know me. I've never been to jail. Excuse me. I've never been to prison. I worked for almost 40 years paying taxes, earned money the hard way. So as far as me looking suspicious, you don't know what you're talking about. Joe Rogan guest. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Never did no time. My little brother went to San Quentin when he was 18, 19 years old. And I used to visit him there. And it scared the shit out of me seeing what that place was like and knowing what your consequences are for getting in trouble. So by my little brother going to San Quentin and Corcoran, it kept me out of a lot of trouble. But people are quick to judge this book by its cover. My best friend owns a tattoo shop. My grandfather was covered in tattoos, so tattoos are just part of my life. It's got nothing to do with being suspicious or going to prison. What's your purpose in life? To save dogs. My purpose is to save little pit bulls and start a charity. I come out here and I say it every day. You're just new to the channel X, so stick around and you'll see what my purpose is. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate you. Yeah, you look suspicious. Well, whatever. You people are just judgmental and ignorant. Troll-like behavior, but I'm not going to kick either one of you to the curb because you're not being disrespectful. Have you been abused? I've been beaten by one of my foster mothers, if that answers your question. Nobody's ever touched me as regards to sexual abuse. Dwayne, hi John, good to see you. Thanks for coming by, appreciate you. Justin, tattoos are normal today in society. Yeah, they are. Bad things. All right, you're gone. Girl party. I don't need you. I'd use it from channel. Quite easy. One troll down and who knows how many more to go. Bobby Miller. Hi, how are you today? I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Mama dog's resting easy, so it gives me a chance to come out here and do a live. Hello, mate. Ben M. Good to see you. Cheeseburger. Gonna need another coffee. Some people. Amen, brother. Me. Look, me. I'd use it from channel. That was easy. See ya, X. Big T. Salute. You earned a sub because your perspective from the heart and real. Great to hear a real person. Well, thank you, Big Tree. I appreciate you. And that's the only way I know how to be. And because I have no shame to my game, I don't embarrass anymore. I don't mind coming out here reading like dog shit because I'm dyslexic. Haters are gonna hate, but it's not gonna stop me from being who I am. And if I'm gonna start a charity to save dogs, I want people to know who I am, right? I want to find like-minded people to help me save dogs. I mean, my ultimate goal is to save 100 dogs and 10 broken people. Misfits, people that don't fit in the world because they get judged by their appearance because maybe they're a homeless veteran or maybe they're an aged out foster child. Those are the two broken humans I want to help most, because my heart goes out to any veteran that's ever served this country and finds themselves homeless. That makes no sense to me, how the government turns their back on veterans. It just, and the system when it comes to foster children. You know, this world is lousy when it comes to taking care of and protecting children. So, coming up the way I did, living in 15 different foster homes, it drives me to help people. But a lot of people that get abused as kids, it drives them to be a troll in the comment section because they're broke like that. And I just feel sorry for them. They used to get me upset, but not anymore. Bobby, it's been a rough couple of days for me. Well, damn, Bobby, I'm sorry to hear that, man, and I hope it gets better for you real soon. Adversity, man. Life sucks sometimes. Bobby Miller, it's been okay. Got that. Dwayne, oh, I hear. Amen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Ben M, you just remind me that coffee exists. Back in a second. Go get you some, brother. It's that time of day. Well, I see 27 people watching. I see 7 of these. The haters are thick this morning. E Volts, good morning. Haven't caught a live in a while. Emily from PA. Thank you, Emily. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Big treat, 100%. Thank you. Dwayne, bro, I can't be who I am without people telling me I'm a liar. It's tough. Yeah, no doubt. I get my balls busted frequently. Cheeseburger, true. There you go. Ben, sorry to hear, mate. Must have been rough. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a hard life, but I'm not dead yet. Bobby Miller, I do it. It's been busy with no breaks and have had family to take care of. Well, you're a good person, man. Anybody that watches out for their family, you got my respect, brother. Dwayne, and bad words for sure. There you go. Justin, how do you take your coffee, Johnny? I drink it black. Sometimes I got these, I don't have any right now, but I drink these little Ensure protein shakes. I like the Ensure stuff because it's got a lot of vitamins and minerals for the old folks. And sometimes I put protein shake in there, but normally I just drink it black. Evil, last live was when your dog wasn't doing well. Yeah. She's real up and down. And when she got really sick just recently, she didn't drink any water for 5 days. And she couldn't get up. She could barely lift her head up, and she couldn't walk. She was really bad, and I was feeding her yogurt by hand while she was laying in bed, and that's pretty much all she had for 5 days. And I think it dried her out or something, and so trying to pass solid food has been real difficult. And the thing is, she's 14, 15 years old. I'm just trying to keep her comfortable until she passes away. She's had a couple of close calls. I thought I was going to lose her twice already. And she's a tough old bird, man, and I'm very grateful. She's a lot of work. She's a burden, right? I mean, to be quite honest, she's a burden. And I got a lot to do, but, you know, that dog has given me so much that I do everything to keep her comfortable. And living up here, I tried to take her to a vet to get her evaluated to see if putting her down was the right thing. Got no help from the locals, as usual. And so now I'm just doing hospice for her, right? Keep her comfortable, love on her. Her and I do a lot of cuddling. I'll just lay on the floor in a little doggy bed with her and pet her and talk to her. And I could see her kind of crack a little smile every once in a while. And, you know, it's what the world used to do for their parents when they were getting ready to pass. My grandfather died in his bed. He had lung cancer and they cut out one of his lungs. He was a stocky guy like me. He shriveled up to 100 pounds, man. And when back in the day, when the hospital says there's nothing more we can do, he brought the old folks home. They died in their own bed, surrounded by the people that love them, not hooked up to tubes and cancer medicine and just hating life until they pass away, right? I'm very old school about a lot of stuff. When I was a kid, had a black and white TV with tinfoil on the antenna. Telephone was bolted to the wall. Went outside and played until the street lights came on, right? We ran amok in the streets. It was a safe place for the most part. Not so much anymore. And the younger generation didn't get to see what I saw. And it's heartbreaking because the only thing they've ever known is a gadget and the internet. And the manipulation of the things you see on your gadget is bad. Just like I was saying, I was watching my last live for context before I got started to do another live, and I watched 29, 30, 31, go back to 29, go to 30, go back to 29. So YouTube takes away your thumbs up. They don't like me. They don't like some of the things I say, right? If you don't go along to get along, they're not going to do you any favors, man. There's nothing free about free speech, that's for sure. And anybody that hits this button, thank you. I appreciate you. Whether YouTube lets it go up or not, who knows? Let me see, Evo. Bobby Miller. Oh, sad to hear. I got a dog that isn't doing well right now either. He is malnu. Is that MALNO? Man, I can't read that word. Sorry. And refuses to. Oh, malnutrition and refuses to eat sometimes. That was Mama Dog. She'd walk up to the water bowl, dip her head, and wouldn't lick the water. And I'd put food, good food, hamburger, you name it, anything that smelled good, wouldn't touch it. And then she just kind of turned around real quick one day. And then I gave her tuna mixed in with yogurt and all kinds of stuff. And she ate good yesterday, but as far as going poo, man, she's all backed up. And I give her laxative and stool softener. I even gave her a enema yesterday. That was that was something else. But anything to try to help her, just like you would, like I said, any of your grandparents that were getting ready to pass away, you do whatever you can for them, including wiping their butt, right? I mean, the world has changed a lot since I was a kid, and I miss the old days because I remember what it used to be like. And like I said, kids in this day and age, they have no reference as to how things were back in the day. People were kinder. You were held accountable for your actions, right? You couldn't be rude and disrespectful. Somebody would check you up. Now people will come right up to your face and say the most fucked up stuff. I see videos on here all the time. It's sad. Manners. Nobody talks about manners. Please, thank you. Pass me the salt. May I? Can I be excused from the table? I was raised that way. But nobody talks like that no more. Evo. Oh my gosh, I drink my coffee black with carnation nutrition powder. There you go. There you go. I like it. Message retracted. Justin. I like my coffee black as well. There you go. Okay, let me go this way. Bobby Miller. Oh, sad to hear I got a dog that. Okay, I got that one. Happy to hear you still have her. Thank you, Evo. Yeah, man. It's a lot of work, but I'm very grateful. And like I said, I cuddle her and love on her and cherish every moment until she goes. Making memories, man. But we are trying, Bobby Miller, but we are trying our best to take care of him. God bless you, dude. Evo. Evo, yes. Tony Snow's in the house. What's up, OG? How you doing? I'm hanging in there, Tony. It's been tough. Been fighting a lot of sadness the last couple days. You know, watching Mama Dog slip away gets me thinking about her daughter, gets me thinking about the wife and my brother, and grief. I deal with a lot of grief, but I'm getting better at it, right? The more you go through something, the more practice you have at dealing with something, the better you get at it. And this complex PTSD stuff from my childhood, this anger and sadness, I'm getting better at dealing with it. Mama Dog stirring a little bit. I'm getting better at dealing with it because I've had so much practice, you know what I mean? It's, practice makes perfect. So in the mornings when I'm sad and whatnot, I sit with my thoughts and deal with those memories and make peace. I gotta make peace. Because I know what I'm trying to do, and I know how important it is, and I can't get caught up in all that woe is me shit. Just sometimes it's real hard to push that out of my head. But thank you, man. Appreciate you, Tony. Evo, Johnny got to get going. Well, thank you for coming by. And you have a blessed day, too. And I'll catch you later, Evo. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Graeme, Grammy. What's up, big dog? May God bless you and your dog, OG. Keep your head up, brother. She is in the best hands possible. Thank you, man. I really appreciate those kind words. I do. Thank you. Tony Snow, bro, it's my generation's fault. We all got strung out on pills. Kids suffer, bro. Yeah, I know it, Tony. I know it, man. And it's tough. You know, society has changed a lot. You know, as far as, hold on. There you go, mama. You got all boogered up in the blankets. There you go, baby. Society has changed a lot, man. Doctors and the way they handle their business, quick to give people prescriptions. You know, if somebody's having a hard time, they just shove a pill down their throat. And when my mom, I didn't know this until after my mom died. And then I did a ancestry DNA test, and I met some family through Ancestry, and I found out my mom had a son before I was born. She never told me. And she put that son up for adoption. And when she got pregnant with me, I came home to Grandpa's house. And my mom had problems with nervous breakdown. And I think what happened to my mom was she gave up a child for adoption. She was probably going through post-traumatic stress, right, from giving up her kid and having a baby or whatever they call it. You know, some women have postpartum depression is what I meant to say. And so they put her on Thorazine and lithium, tranquilizers, man. And they turned her into a zombie. She needed love, not a pill. And you're right, kids in this day and age, There's so much dope on the street, pills floating everywhere. Don't even get started talking about fentanyl. I mean, the stuff kids have to deal with now is incredible. Absolutely. Message, hell for review. I gotta check it in case it's a good one. But God, I didn't drag any of my kids through that shit. See, I gotta show that one. Sorry about that, Tony. They were blocking that. Thank you, bro. Bro, I've been going through it myself. Lost my mother-in-law last week. Oh, dude, my condolences, bro. I'm sorry. I think I'm glad my girl wasn't here to lose her. Oh, man. You're in my prayers, Tony. Bobby Miller. I try not to sit with my thoughts because they don't like me so much. Yeah, my problem is I don't have a choice. They run around inside my head, something fierce, memory lane as I call it, and if I don't sit with it in the morning, they stick with me all day. If I get hung up on some shit that makes me angry, I'm angry all day long. If I'm hung up on some stuff that makes me sad, I'm sad all day long. So in the morning, I sit with it, deal with it, try to process it and let it go. It's not easy. I've never been to a shrink. You know, I learned all this stuff through YouTube, listening to other people with their struggles. The best teacher is somebody who's been through it and has conquered it. And there's a gal out here. She's a psychiatrist, childhood fairy something. I forget her tag on YouTube, but she's got complex PTSD, something I didn't know even existed. But when you go through trauma as a kid and those scars that it leaves, it messes with your behavior as an adult. And I didn't know that. And then they call it dysregulated, where your emotions swing from one extreme to the other, where most people stay in the middle, get a little angry, get a little sad, but it's not dramatic. But for me, it's crippling sometimes. You know, you get hung up in your head and you can't get out. And so in the morning when I sit with it, I know what I need to do. And if I'm really sad, thinking about certain things, I'll play songs that make me sad, bust some tears out, and let it go. And it helps. It doesn't always work, but it helps. And if I'm struggling, and I'll look up whatever it is I'm struggling with, and I'll listen to what other people do, staying busy with my hands, hitting the weights, working out, keeping your body busy takes you out of your head. So I'll clean, do laundry, do chores, mow the lawn, do yard work, whatever I can to stay physically busy, and it keeps me out of my head. That helps a lot. And sometimes if you sit with it too long, then you start dwelling on it. You got to know when to say when. You know, when I sit with my emotions in the morning, I don't do it for more than an hour. I make sure that if I've been at it for an hour and it doesn't go away, then I need to get busy. Because otherwise you can get hung up on it, and that's not healthy either. So it's a constant struggle, and it's a learning process, and balance. You got to find balance in life. And staying physically active really does help. And another thing that helps is I'll sit here and look out this window and look at the deer and the birds, and Mother Nature calms me down a lot. Watching these cute little critters running around in the yard, it's therapy, man. It just calms me. So when you struggle, you got to find a way to cope, and it's not easy. But the one real good thing about YouTube, there's a lot of reference material. Whatever it is that ails you, you look it up on YouTube, and you'll find a lot of people out there sharing what works for them. And sometimes what works for them doesn't work for you. So you got to keep looking. And that's what I did, because I don't read. I ain't going to sit here and read a book because I can't. But I can get on YouTube and search anything I want, and there's all kinds of people out there. Some of them are goofballs, so you got to sift through it, but there's great reference material, and there's great motivation videos. I like the Stoics, Stoicism. I like the Bible. If people interpret the Bible for the way it was written and the way it was meant to be and not manipulated, Tack Room Bible Talk. This gentleman's name is Dwayne. I really like his interpretation of the Bible very much. Stoicism and the Bible have a lot in common. It's wisdom of the ages. It helps motivate me. It helps me to deal with what it is that ails me because, how do I put this? The way they talk about dealing with adversity and being strong and strong-willed. I'm very strong-willed, but I get hung up and lost on some bullshit and I need to get back on track. So there's a lot of material out here if you look for it. Probably way behind. Stumpy, what's going on here? Well, hang around and you'll see. Cheeseburger, why I stay busy. Amen, Cheeseburger. You know what time it is. God's not real. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. He's very real. What's going on with Homestead? I haven't been around for a few. I got to move. It's part of my plea bargain, believe it or not. I got to relocate, find another piece of property, put this one up for sale. It's a pain, but I wasn't well received in this little town. They don't like outsiders, so I'm going to pick up and go and go back to Cali for a little while, find a place to live temporarily, and then I'm going to travel the country and see some places, meet some of you good folks before I pull the trigger on another piece of property. I'm not going to make the mistake I made here. I didn't do my homework about northern Wisconsin. I came here on a prayer, like I said many times, and this environment is not at all what I thought it was going to be, and that was my mistake. But I won't make that mistake twice, so I'll be relocating. I'm hoping I can get out of here before the winter gets bad, but realistically, I'll probably have to wait till spring, because once the snow starts falling heavy, it's going to make it tough, but I just don't know yet. I got to get a real estate attorney because when I sell this property, I need to be properly represented. I'm going to try to sell it myself, but I need somebody to help me with all the paperwork, logistics, disclosure, all that kind of shit. Because once I leave here, I'm not looking back. I don't want to have to deal with this place ever again, and I need to make sure that when I leave, this place doesn't haunt me for any reason whatsoever. So that's the quick update. Cheeseburger, bet the grass is looking, oh yeah, here. It looks real good. It looks fantastic, man. I absolutely love this piece of property. I wish things could have worked out. That apple tree right there, it's kind of hard to see, but it lost a branch. We got a bunch of heavy rain, and that branch snapped off. And I think, I'm no arborist, but I think what happens is with apple trees, if the branches get too far spread away from the trunk, all the way to the apples, and then the rain, so the branch needed to be pruned back. I didn't know that. I'm sure that's what happened, unless it was rotten or something at the trunk. I don't know, but it is. It's mighty green and mighty gorgeous out there. Bobby, yeah, I bet. There you go. Fentanyl killed my best friend. Fentanyl took the life of one of my friends too. I don't think there's too many people left in this country that hasn't been touched by fentanyl in one way or another. And if you listen to what's online about where it comes from and how it gets into the country, if you wanted to go to war, let's just say China wants to kick our ass, and you flooded our country with fentanyl, and you started killing off our youth, and then you just sat back and waited 20 years. I mean, just look at what's going on with the election. Everything in this country's, a shit show right now. And the economy, inflation, I used to watch the stock market channel religiously, and I used to stack precious metals, gold and silver back in the day. And I paid close attention to economics and the stock market and all that stuff because I lost a house during the housing crisis. Then I started going on YouTube, stuck at the tattoo shop with no job because when the housing crisis hit, everybody was out of work. And I learned what a CDO was. That's a collateralized debt obligation. Stock market people, hedge funds were buying mortgages and bundling them up and all this bullshit. And their manipulation crashed the market. Their greed crashed the market, and they're doing it again right now. Look at all the empty office buildings. Look at all the foreclosures, all that stimulus money from COVID. Look at how it backfired, and look what's happening right now. It's my opinion we're heading for a Great Depression. We used to have a gold standard. That means our dollars were backed with bricks of gold in Fort Knox. Then Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard and put us on the petrodollar because of Saudi Arabia. Well, Saudi Arabia took us off the petrodollar, and now they're doing business with China and Russia. Look up what the BRICS alliance is and how fast the BRICS is growing. And now every government in the world's talking about a digital dollar. How easy is it going to be to manipulate a digital dollar? You can't manipulate this. It's tangible. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. I don't think my pension and my Social Security is going to stay there. If we hit a Great Depression, you think the government's going to keep sending me Social Security checks? Where are they going to get the money? We're trillions, over $30 trillion in debt. That's why I'm a prepper. I think this country's coming into hard times. And you need to be your brother's keeper. I say it out here all the time. Do a kind act for a stranger. Find some good people. Click up with the people in your neighborhood. Stock up on some food, some tools, some whatever you need to protect yourself. But you can't do it by yourself. And I'm not a doomer gloomer. I'm just a realist. I know what I see. I know what I've lived through. I know what I've learned. And my spider senses tell me things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. I think we got a great country. It's a very strong nation. We got a strong military. But even the military's been eroded. A lot of people don't join the military like they used to. There's a lot of snowflakes in the military now. And if it really hit the fan, I honestly don't know how strong this country really is when it comes to defending itself from foreign invasion. I don't know, man. But I don't think about it. I don't waste my time thinking about it. I want to save some dogs, find 10 people to help me, and then I'll have my little group of misfits that will love and protect each other. I see value in that, a lot of value in that. And right here in the comment section, making friends with all you people in the comment section. Now I got reference material of different places to go in the country. Go meet you face to face, break bread, talk about the neighborhood, talk about the cops, talk about the environment. And if it's a good fit, boom, I'll pull the trigger. But I'm gonna make sure there's people there before I get there to kind of show me the ropes. I came here with nothing and nobody. And it was a mistake. I won't make that mistake again. The egg got off the pan. Okay. Okay. Patreon. Yeah, I don't know too much about Patreon. Good morning, Star Zone. Message held for review. Tony Snow. Fuck. show. Yeah, that, I think what catch a charge, yeah, that disorderly conduct BS. It's resolved as far as I know. I agreed to a plea bargain. They're going to drop it down to a ticket, a citation. So my criminal history will be restored to perfect again. But as part of that plea is I have to leave. That's what the lawyer told me. They'll agree to drop it down to a citation and no criminal history as long as you agree to leave. I said, okay. I go, how much time do I got? He says, there's no time limit. But I'll get all of it in writing to make sure that the good old sheriff can't show up and say, oh, you didn't pay your fine or you didn't leave, so we're going to haul you in kind of thing. I'll make sure I get it in writing and I will abide by all of the conditions of the plea, and I'm leaving. And if I could leave right away, Sheriff's Department still has $7,000 that belongs to me. And I told my lawyer, I said, I need that money to move. So please try to do what you can to have them give me that money so I can leave, and I will leave immediately. I think I got to sell 2 trucks. I'm going to sell the blue truck and the dually. I'm going to keep the big monster truck. It's the most dependable and the most durable vehicle I got, and I'll probably unload the FXR, but I'm going to try to hang on to my old bike, the one I rode to Sturgis back in '06. So I got some work to do. And once I liquidate those vehicles, those are vehicles that I bought with my silver stack for you misfits, and I'll turn it back into cash and I'll put that towards another property and moving expenses. I've lost thousands of dollars moving here, tens of thousands moving here. But real estate up here has gone up in price, and these little hobby farms are hot, so I'm hoping to at least break even. The money that I lost moving here, I'm hoping I'll get it back on the price of this property. So I'm optimistic about the future. I just wish it was over and I was already somewhere else. Come down to Kentucky and see what's up. Tony Snow, homie. I was looking at Kentucky before I moved here. There was a YouTube channel that I followed for a long time, and he was a real estate agent, and he was showing properties in Kentucky. Kentucky has called to me for a long time. It's really strange that you say that. And another misfit was talking a lot about North Carolina, but Kentucky was first on my list, man. I conversated with this real estate agent in Kentucky. So, dude, you and I could be neighbors. Trust me. Something about Kentucky has always hollered at me, and my dad that I found out about through Ancestry, Mom gave me the wrong name who my dad was, and Ancestry clued me in. And his side of the family, there's supposed to be a relative that's still on a piece of property that's been in the family for over 100 years. So Kentucky is one of the first places I'm going to start looking. It's like I said, it's funny you say that, man. Bro, I hate to say it, all those small towns are the same. Yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. But the lessons I learned here and the mistakes I made here, I won't duplicate somewhere else. And I keep to myself, right? I don't go partying in town, and that's not my style. I just want to find a nice piece of property, do my little Misfit Island thing, save some dogs, make sure there is no city ordinance against the dog rescue or against pit bulls or any of that shit, so that logistically I don't have any drama, and I keep to myself. And what happened here, if I find the right property, I won't have any neighbors. There won't be any feuding with somebody right next door. And the trailer that got purchased illegally, if that didn't happen, none of this drama would have took place. But the trouble came to me. I didn't go looking for it. They pushed me off this property and they won. I lost. So I'm leaving. As much as I love this piece of property, it's not safe for me here in more ways than one. So Kentucky, man. It's been calling to me for a long time. But, the devil has a way of doing what he does. And when you're trying to do something good in life, really good in life, you better expect that you're going to meet resistance. I was naive. I thought, oh, dude, you're going there, you're going to do a charity, these people will get behind you because you're trying to do a good thing. Didn't happen. And I learned. I learned the hard way. So when I get reestablished, I'll keep my mouth shut, my eyes open, stay to myself, and the property that I buy, my dogs barking and any of that stuff, there won't be nobody to complain. I'll make sure of it. I want something old and beat up, and I've seen some great deals. I just need to make sure I'm in the right town, right? Because even if you keep to yourself, you got to go into town, you got to go shopping, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I got to make sure that whatever that town is isn't going to hate on me just because I'm there. And people gossip and, oh, that dude out there on whatever, blah, blah, blah. I need to know that at least it's a safe environment. I don't care if people like me or not. I just need to make sure they don't hate on me for no reason. Bob Miller, I'd say come down to Missouri, but it's a bad state now. Wait for Trump to get in office and it might turn around. Oh, man. Okay. Thank you for the heads up, Bobby. I appreciate that. Solar eclipse 2025. Okay. Cheeseburger. Yep, they all the same, but not everyone's bad. Amen, brother. That's what I'm saying. I had a neighbor tell me to plink out in the sand pits without permission. Turns out I met the pit owner last night and someone's been vandalizing. Ah, dude, that sucks, brother. Stuff. Don't listen to everyone. Amen, homie. Amen. You got to be real discerning as to who you get your advice from. Royal. Love you. Love you too, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. It's nice to have nice comments, man. It is. With all the trolling nonsense, it's really nice. Royal. My friend, I love you. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Tony Snow. I left Louisiana in 04 to live on 100 acres in central Kentucky. People was the same as where you are. Ah, man. Shit, Tony, maybe you and I'll do something together, homie. Bro, that's what they're doing. Chemical warfare, bro, like real. Yeah, no doubt. Michael King's in the house. Good morning. Feel better, bud? I do. I feel a little bit better today. Yesterday was tough. Actually, the last 2 days was pretty tough, man. I had a lot of sadness on me. I couldn't get it off the brain. With Mama Dog slowly passing away, it got me thinking about her daughter, little Kimba Dog, passing away. And then that got me thinking about the wifey, how different it would be if she was here with me and the dogs, and she's passed away. And I got to thinking about my brother and my mom, and the grief and the sadness was just so heavy, man. And, the more you deal with it, the better you get at it. And today's another day, and I feel a little bit better today. Trying to stay optimistic, having God in my life in my own way, having faith in God that he's going to get me through, and I'm going to find a way to make this little charity happen, and trying to stay positive and active. It's up and down, but, what are you going to do? It's life. Michael King, yep, Tony Snow, bro, rent has doubled in Louisiana. Damn, man. Yeah, inflation. But if you listen to the clowns on TV, it's only 3%. But you listen to the people on the street, it's over 50%. Your food has gone up double. Your rent has gone up double, right? You can't believe everything you hear. That's why I say, you know, that little chat between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I didn't catch the whole thing, but I caught a little bit of it. And listening to Elon and Trump talking about the economy and jobs and fracking and this and that, and about how to make America great again. Trump's got the right idea. I'm not a big Trump fan or supporter. You know, any guy that's going to run around, grab her by the crotch, he's a pig. But he knows business, and this country needs to get back to work, right? Back to work. That's what his slogan should be, is back to work. People need jobs, good paying jobs. Then they could afford the inflation. People are starving. People are going homeless. Can't afford rent. Getting pushed on the street. I cannot believe how many homeless people are on the street. That's why I want to help homeless veterans and aged out foster children. You turn 18 years old in a foster home and your foster parents don't get that check no more and they say, you got to go. You got to go. You're 18 years old. What are you going to do? You got a minimum wage job. You're homeless. I don't care what state you're in. You can't afford rent on minimum wage. And if you don't have any job skills because you're only 18 years old, you just got out of high school, how the fuck are you supposed to survive? Aged out foster children and homeless veterans. A veteran that's got PTSD, that struggles getting along with people because of what they've been through, I understand that. My PTSD comes from a different place, but understand what it is to be broken. And understand how good it feels to have somebody love you and support you, and how much that means to you when it comes from somebody who really cares. That's the best medicine you can give anybody with PTSD. And when they're having a real hard time, you love on them. You get patient. You be understanding that whatever they're saying or doing is out of character, and you forgive them because it's not going to last. I get that quite well. That's why those two group of people are at the top of my list. But they're not the only ones. If I found a misfit out there that had a little nest egg and said, hey, Johnny, I want to throw in. You got a great idea. I want to help. I got 100 grand. You got 200 grand. Together we could go buy this property in Kentucky. I'd be all over it, man. All over it. In a heartbeat. Or if a misfit said, hey, Johnny, Tony, I got 100 acres, dude. I'll sell you 25 on the back corner. Okay, let me come check it out. I don't know what the future has in store. I don't. But I'm optimistic. And it all comes back to God. I got to believe he's got my back and he knows what I'm doing and he's going to help me get there because the world needs it. You know, being your brother's keeper, I talk about it all the time. Doing a kind act for a stranger. Doing God's work. I don't need to go to a church. I don't need to thump on a Bible. I just need to tell somebody I love you. And for me, that's easy. If you're a good person, that don't make me embarrassed, right? Like reading out here, I read for dog shit, but that don't embarrass me. It is what it is. And in this day and age, people are too timid. You know, my life has kind of taken so many twists and turns. Now I just don't care. And sometimes it's a bad thing. I don't care about dying. It doesn't scare me. I've seen it. I've lived through it with other people. And I look forward to the day I meet my maker. I'm just in no hurry to get there. I got to fulfill this mission. And when I'm doing good things for the dogs and helping somebody and hooking somebody up with some money or giving somebody a truck, those things make me feel good. And there's not too many things in life that make me feel good. And I recognize that. And so it'd be foolish for me to do anything other than exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, we'll all get rest sometime soon. Yeah, no doubt. Ray, hello, brother, with love from the Philippines. Well, thank you. We love you. You're welcome here anytime. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. My daughter's Filipino. Uh, 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 they changed tech definition for a reason like 3 years ago. TEH. I'm not sure what you mean, cheeseburger. Justin, Nebraska is very nice and welcoming. Well, thank you, Justin. I'm going to have to come check it out. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to end up. And I know somebody down in the comment section is going to make all the difference. Who, what, where, when, how, I don't know, but I know why. It's important to me to already have somebody there that I can trust. And it doesn't matter where I go in the country. I just need to know it's safe and I got enough room and I'm going to be left alone. That's all I require. So whether it's Nebraska or Kentucky or North Carolina or Texas, I don't know. But it'll be a state where I can bear arms. I can guarantee you that. We are trying, Bobby, we are trying to build a little hobby farm down here, and I suggest you do the same. I'm on a hobby farm right now. It just didn't work out here for me. As a matter of fact, those are apple trees, my friend. I got a dozen of them on this property, along with deer that come into the yard. I just had a big buck in the yard and his little girlfriend this morning. I've seen as many as close to a dozen deer in the yard at one time on the other side where the big golden delicious apple tree is. I've seen a bunch out there. And I seen a couple dozen turkey in the yard. It must have been 2 or 3 flocks because I guess it's the big male turkeys with that goatee thing hanging off their chin. There were 3 of those and they were, flopping their feathers around, and it was a huge herd of turkeys or a flock of turkeys, whatever you call it. So when it comes to a hobby farm, I got a barn, an auto shop, 2 homes, a pole barn in the back. This was it. It just didn't work here. So when I go to the next location, it'll be a hobby farm, my friend. I can guarantee it. Thanks, Bobby Miller. Tony Snow, it's okay here. Let me know when you're ready. I'll give you some spots to look at. Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's exactly what I need, is just somebody to point a finger. Go check this out. Go look in this county. Stay away from that county. You know what I mean? Because the county makes a big difference. Regulations for the dogs, not to mention the haters, right? Haters usually stay in a tight-knit group. They don't usually venture out. And I don't want to land in the hornet's nest again. And if I'm in a county that's friendly, that's all I'm asking for. I don't need to even go outside the county. Looking like an KALB. Looking like an Ebola patient. Yeah, well, see ya. Hide user from channel. That's easy. Justin, I own 25 acres and will never leave it. There you go, Justin. Good for you, brother. I understand the sentiment. Tony Snow. The trick is to stay away from the locals. That's right. They pushed you out. Yes, they did, buddy. No doubt about it. And like I said, when I get to the next location, I don't need to make friends. I just need to cohabitate. As long as they'll leave me alone, I leave them alone, and I'll make a couple friends. I know I'll never be trusted in some small town somewhere, especially coming from California. But if I get a dog rescue started and I help a couple of homeless people and that rumor gets around, people will slowly warm up to me. That's all I want, is give me a chance to prove what I'm going to do, watch me do it, and either get behind me or get out of my way. But I got no desire to interact with anybody unless they're like-minded, you know. Wave and say good morning to strangers. That's all I need to do. And if somebody's in trouble or they need help, help them out. But I'm not going to go into town and kissing people's ass and trying to make a bunch of friends, because I don't need it. I don't want it. I do okay with my isolation. One day maybe I'll get lucky enough to meet a good gal, have a good woman in my life. That would be a blessing for sure. But I've been single so long, I kind of wrote all that off. I don't really trip on that. But if it happens, it happens. But this charity thing, that's what I'm in love with. That's, doing for these dogs is everything. It makes me smile, makes me feel good. That warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And because I got more than I need, it's easy for me to give back. Tony Snow, Burton County people, we get our med cannabis program first of the year. Nice, dude. Good deal. I'm glad to hear that. Not all locals are bad, Tony Snow. Yep, no, for sure. Not all of them. 50-50 from my experience. Yeah, that's probably pretty close. Up here, it's more like 80-20. People are always going to gossip no matter what. That's for sure. No doubt about it. They're going to talk no matter what. There you go. You got to stay close to your city. Deeper in the country you go, the worse it gets. Ah, there you go. Gone John's in the house. Good to see you, young man. Hi, Johnny. Good day, my friend. Sending well wishes. Thank you, Tony. Or Gone John, right back at you. JB187, what's happening? Hi, Johnny. I bet you would like Michigan. Yeah. I can't believe you just said that. I was considering the UP. I talked to my propane guy. He was telling me to go check out UP. I was talking to my neighbor Jimmy. He was saying to go check out the UP because it's real isolated and Michigan's more friendly and it's 420 friendly. It's on my radar. The only thing about Michigan, I would need help, right? I can't take on what I'm going to take on in Michigan without some help. The snow is a bitch. And at my age, plowing snow and trying to take care of the dogs and property and all that stuff, it's a lot of work. I had no idea how much work the snow is and 25 below and how sketchy this environment is if you're not real careful and you're not prepared. I understand it now. And so you saying the UP, it's been on my radar for a while. Thank you for that comment. You just never know. Well, I'm getting text 10 times infinity, rarely like 400%. We're getting taxed 10 times inflation. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Tony Snow, 200 to 300 grand. You get what you want here, close enough to Louisiana to be safe. Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that'll be my budget, 200 to 300 grand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got a squishy mosquito. Hold on. Little bastard. Sit still. Sit still. Sorry, man. I can't stand these things. And when I see them flying around, they get on the screen and I just mush them. Oh, you little prick. Settle down. Oop. Nope. Oop. Ah, fuck it. I'll get him. Oh, there he is. He landed. Squish. Sorry. Can't stand the mosquitoes. Gone, John. How's Mama Dog doing? She's up and down. She's eating and drinking, so that's great. She's walking slow, and then sometimes she's walking okay, and sometimes she's walking real slow. She's peeing real good, but she's still having issues with taking a dump. So she's old, right? I keep her comfortable. I love on her. She's sleeping easy right now. One of her eyes looks real funky. It's like drooping real bad and all red, and the other one looks okay. She's old, man. But thank you for asking, man. I appreciate that. Wow, I must say, it's been real quiet with the trolls. But once again, YouTube don't put me in any of that vertical feed anymore. LS is in the house. Good to see you, young lady. Hey, hope you are well. I'm doing much better today. Been a rough couple days, but today's better, and every day's a new day. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Bobby, we are trying to get a hobby farm going, but we've spent 13 years trying in this place, and the neighbors are crap, and we are having trouble figuring it out. So I get it. Yeah, man, it's tough. And I'm hoping through this little YouTube channel and all you good folks down there that I find the right location with at least, a couple of people to help me get things started in regards to knowing it's a safe place to be. And who knows, like I said, man, if I meet the right people in the comment section and I got somebody to go in with or somebody to help me right away, that's going to be huge. I just came here on a wing and a prayer, literally, and I thought it would just all work itself out, and I was naive. So I'm going to try to find even a little bit of support before I even get to where I'm going. As long as it's a place where it's not full of haters. You're always going to find a hater, and you're always going to have real uptight locals that don't like outsiders. That's always going to happen. I get that. But as long as it's not as extreme as it was here, I could work around that, and I keep to myself anyway. I will do my best research stuff, so I will keep you posted. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's just a matter of time. As long as I can get out of here, sell this property without any real drama, and take my time, go see some country, meet some good folks, I'll make sure I make the right decision next time. I won't rush into it the way I did this time. I was naive. But life is a learning process, man. Even at my age, I'm learning something new every day. And I go on YouTube and I research and I watch many different channels. I mean, shit, I'm retired, so if I'm not working outside, I mess around on YouTube while I keep an eye on Mama Dog. I'm forever trying to get more educated so that life gets a little easier, especially when it comes to me and my moods and my attitude. I have been my own worst enemy for sure. And my PTSD got used against me when I came up here. Bobby Miller, maybe when you get 18, I will get to travel and I will come see you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Oh, maybe when I get 18. I see. LS, it's hard as you get older. Yes, ma'am. Bobby, yeah. Whiskey's in the house. Good morning, Whiskey. Good to see you, man. I like seeing a familiar face. Tony Snow. Pop told me life is like pockets. You have to pay to learn to play. LOL. Amen. There you go. No doubt. No doubt. All right. I see. Hello. How you doing? Pocket poker. Yeah, I get you, Tony. For sure. Even a blind dog gets a bone once in a while. Amen. Amen, Whiskey. Amen. All right, I'm going to cut this off. Mama Dog's stirring a little. I keep looking over at her. I'm going to get her outside so she can go potty. Make sure there's no more accidents in the house. It's been a little rough, but once again, thank you guys. I really appreciate you all very much. You give me faith that there's still some good folks out there, and you give me reference material as to where to go look in the country. It means a lot to me. You know, doing a kind act for a stranger. You guys do it right down here in the comment section. I'm just a YouTube channel, right? But you guys see what I'm trying to do, and I come out here and I'm very honest. I don't know how else to be. And if I'm going to get help from the right people, you got to know who you're helping, right? Ain't nobody going to want to come help me and then find out I'm not who they thought I was. So the more real I am out here and the more I tell about myself and what it is I'm doing, the better chances I have of finding the right people. So having said that, once again, I'm very appreciative. I love all you guys. You helped this old man get through, especially with this loneliness, coming out here chatting with you guys. I got friends. Even if it's just in the comment section, you guys are friends, man. I mean that. So have a beautiful day. Much love and respect as always. Love the ones that love you back. Do your best with the trolls. And don't forget, a kind act for a stranger. I can't help it. I say it every time I sign off. It's what helps the world go round. You know it as well as I do. And you know how it is when somebody does something nice for you that don't know you? You're like, damn, thank you, right? It works both ways. It does. Karma. It works both ways. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.